Hey yo, what's up everybody? This is Andre Arama, the Three Kings. I'm coming to talk to you guys today to put out a real special call to action to all the kings and queens out there. As you guys may know, me and Modern Day Soulja took off last year on the Christ Consciousness Tour. You know what I'm saying? On that tour we went to Albuquerque, New Orleans, DC, you know what I mean, Windsor, Ontario, Canada, Detroit, to name a few. This year we about to do it again, but we need more.
Nowadays nobody seems to be Christ conscious and living life peacefully. Christ conscious, sharing the wealth equally. Christ conscious, I tell you what it means to be Christ conscious. Keep your eyes on G-O-D. Christ conscious, without him it would be no me. Christ conscious, and focus on the T-O-P. Christ conscious, see this is what it means to me. Nowadays nobody seems to be.
Yo, peace and love y'all. This is Andre Aram and MBS. We are here to finally present to the world the Christ Consciousness Tour documentary. In this documentary you're going to find a lot of amazing footage from back in 2012 and 13 when we traveled across the country with one goal in mind, which was to connect with people through hip-hop and Christ consciousness.
Man, so this has been a long time in the making. Proud to bring this to you. We're actually going to bring you the full documentary along with the soundtrack of all the music that we made on the road, and we wanted to share it with all those that helped us along the way, contributed in one way or another, and those that were along for the ride with us.
Yeah, I'm filming.
What up, man? It's MBS right here with the Infinite, out here in Arizona, about to head to Albuquerque, New Mexico. So you're catching us right here in live, right on the tour, man. Just posted up at a scenic view, just enjoying the view, enjoying the moment, enjoying life.
That's cool.
So, you know, we met our first fan out here on the road.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful day. Can't wait till we get to the rest of the trip, man. New York's coming soon. In Canada, see you there.
I definitely am into only positive music.
So Infinite, but individually.
Individually, I go by MDS.
MDS.
Short for Modern Day Soulja.
Okay.
And I'm Hex, man.
Hex.
Yeah, Andre Aram.
Andre Aram.
Yeah.
We used to call him Andre the Intern.
Yeah.
Like, you should do that as your name. He's like, I don't know what name I should choose.
Nah.
Oh, it'd be Andre the Intern. He's like, nah. We're like, oh, that'd be funny though. Oh, yeah, but nah.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Live and direct, you were chilling here in Albuquerque, New Mexico with Khalil, formerly of Fresh Air, now of Just Air. That was a joke, not really funny. What's up? Yo, I'm chilling out here in Albuquerque. My boys from the Infinite came through, and I'm just like, all right, this is Albuquerque. And y'all are chilling, and y'all feeling the vibe, and they know already how it goes down here. They're like, yo, we feel so relaxed. And I'm like, of course you're relaxed. It's Albuquerque. It's pretty chill. Not all of it is like Breaking Bad. Not all. Only a small percentage. Yo, but saying though, we're chilling, man. These fellas are headed all over the place. I'm glad they got to stop and see me first. We can catch up, have a quick little reunion. You know, I can give them a blessing and they can go on their travels. This is gonna be fantastic. Headed to Houston, New Orleans, DC, Bmore, New York, Ontario, Canada, all the way back to the OC. If possible, that'd be cool if they could quick stop over here real quick before they drive back. But that's a lot of miles and a lot of tire tread, you know? But everybody out there is bound to nod, domes and heads alike, because the music is coming. Andre Arm with The Awakening, we go back a long time, and he's been awakening heads for a long minute. MDS and Hex, Infinite. Here it comes. You might even get a little guest from yours truly. It's been a minute. It's been a minute for those who know.
Yeah, yo, what up? It's MDS, man. We right here on tour. We got the music, man, next level, modern day Shakur. I'm right here with the best of the best, man. Andre Aram, Hexo. You know, we doing this, the Infinite Tour, going across the U.S. We right here in New Mexico. Out there at the studio session, man, doing a little filming for the new video we got out. Got a new song out on the road. Make sure you're gonna stay tuned for that. You already know we dropping hits, dropping songs, dropping classics, but this time we taking it across the U.S. Not only that, we're gonna stop by in Canada, take this international, man, with my boy Dustin.
New York, Baltimore, DC, Canada, you know, all the way back to Cali. Like, all right, guys, that's great. 25 days, all summer.
Yo, what's up, man? Right here at Skywitch Studios, Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's been a dope journey so far. About to lay down a dope record, man. Be on the lookout for that video. We about to shoot it on the road, man. We bring it all the way live. It's infinite, you know, timeless. Right here with the whole crew, man. Just everybody having a good time, laying on back. You know what I mean?
Yo, I said rise and shine, getting set. Wise divine intellect, the rhyming mind is in effect since 99 to infinite. SoCal to Winnipeg, infinity's forever. Trying to find my soul, now my divinity is clever. I'd rather you as a friend. Yo, check it. yeah. Rise and shine, getting set. Wise.
Get it by any means, never rock skinny jeans, living so many dreams. Somebody pinch me, what I experience is the recreation of history. With faith no enemy shall prosper against me.
Can I just do a...
What up, what up? Just doing some writing, some editing. Finish it up here with the Infinite. Coming up with all my quirky idioms and sayings. Making up new words. Like infinium, I'm just trying to explain it. I'm trying to explain it and not get overly geeky scientific. I try to use some wordplay at the same time. It's very interesting. I have the clash of like 3 metaphors going on right now in my brain. And I'm saying, how do I use them? How do I combine them to one and make it make sense and be fresh to everybody aside from me? Because I think it's going to be fresh because I laugh at my own goofy jokes sometimes. So, you know, that's just where I'm coming from.
What do you think about the song?
Dude, I love the song, man. It's got a nice feel to it. You know, it's nice for something that you know, doing while you're riding on the road trip. The birth of it. Why not, man? Why not? You know, it sounds like something to ride out to, like some driving music. Listen to it as the sun goes down and you start to see the lights above the city or town that you're living in. It's one of those tracks, like a straight up 9:35 p.m. song, right there. Yeah, man.
And these handcrafted words, the energies, the ears, the engendered in the nerves, and the mind serves, and it's up into the energy to get. Let me do it again, cause I'm drum-filled fit with the flip of the cards. I make it trump a little bit. Now that's a turn for the fresh, y'all. And figuring the answering for wisdom is the guesses. Can't go wrong. And settling for less is not the point of this song. I'm just trying to get along. Rest in peace, Rodney King. But this melting pot is ill with the smell it oddly brings. Yo, I ain't talking about the tax lobby thing. That's for hardball and your town hall. My job's to break it down, y'all. If you decide to stick around, I give you yes with the standard calls. I'm dropping antique idioms and these handcrafted words, the energies, the thoughts, engendered in the nerve.
Yo, what's up, y'all? We're out here at Strange Cloud hanging out with 3 Kings, throwing in that Christ Consciousness tour. Come by, get your CD, support your local hip-hop artist. Out here in Albuquerque, man. Strange Cloud Vapes. You know what I'm talking about? It's not just a Cali thing, man. It's worldwide now. You know what I'm saying? You come right here. You got our records right here up front, man. We got shouts out to Royal Phantom Beats, man, and everybody in Albuquerque that's holding us down. Reed Clothing. I got my third eye wide open, baby, so you already know. Yo, we right here in the Duke City, man. Right here with Kid Official up in the studio, you know. My boy Royal Phantom, man. Brought us through, you know what I'm saying? Some of his peoples. We seen it's a real lively scene out here. You know what I mean? The Christ Consciousness tour is definitely out here. We got a big show coming up Thursday morning. So you guys are about to see us on that, man. You know, we're doing our thing, man, and enjoying life out here, you know, spreading the message of God consciousness.
For the flood, before you know it, can't afford a but really they don't give a
We're here in Albuquerque supporting the Christ Consciousness Tour, and I'm pretty stoked because it's pretty important to be conscious of yourself and your inner self, so...
my grave so I can finally rest. I'ma take what I make and finally invest in myself so I can help others be blessed.
Modern Day Soulja right here, Good Morning Brew. I just got done with the set. Man, Christ Consciousness 2013 going really well, really excited.
Nothing short of a miracle, man. The Christ Consciousness tours continue to reach different avenues.
Our new music correspondent is Khalil Akalona, and he is here. And
All right.
And this is where we're always going to be with your music segment on Thursday.
Okay.
And who'd you bring today?
Well, today I brought a young man that I've known for quite a while. His name is Andre Aram, and he's here with Matt, who's also the Modern Day Soldiers. These are two parts of the Three Kings, a local hip-hop group. I met Andre way back in 2005 with my band Fresh Air that I mentioned earlier. We were out working on one of our first albums. Andre was introduced to us through a friend as he was working on a senior project, wanted to understand the music business. And it was just something that he could, graduate high school with.
Yeah.
And we were talking one day and we said, well, he was with a couple of his friends, and Andre's like, oh man, I like to bust a freestyle. And when he did, after we picked our jaws up off the ground, we said, you're on the record.
I grew up outside of the Hollywood scene, but I've been, really working, been in acting classes and been doing different things, and most importantly, directing my own work. So, I've been shooting things myself.
Well,
So you live in LA or you're from LA?
Yeah, I actually grew up in Norwalk, which is called Southeast LA.
Okay.
It's kind of in the corner near Orange County and Disneyland and all that type of stuff in between there and downtown, and really interesting area, really different background that, provided me with some interesting experience and has influenced my music and stuff today.
oh, this is good. And you guys are going to perform in just a moment. Now, this is a different kind of hip-hop. It's got a religious overtone. It's called God Rap.
It's called God Hop.
God Hop.
Yeah.
Okay.
We actually, my boy from the group Three Kings that we're representing today actually coined that term, and what God Hop means is hip hop in which everyone is conscious of the God consciousness within themselves, and the idea that we are a reflection of the Creator and we are creators ourselves. So really by doing God Hop, we just want to honor, the highest self that we have within ourselves, and hip hop, especially in the last few years, has gained a lot of ill fame for being really misogynistic, hateful, and promoting a lot of negativity. And that's not what hip hop started as, and we feel it's important, as a little bit of the older generation, because the youth is so thriving right now and the young kids are really getting into it. I think it's important that, cats like us really, remember and keep that at the forefront, and social consciousness as well, because that's how hip hop started. It started literally as a way for people to express things that needed to be expressed because they were misrepresented in the media and things like that. So that's the torch that we're carrying today, with God Hop, hip hop.
What we're going to do, we're going to run a little video of you guys, and then you're going to perform for us live. All right, back on the Morning Brew. Khalil, you want to introduce them?
Okay, everybody, welcome to the Three Kings, two parts of the Three Kings. Modern Day Soldier and Andre Aram. Do you think, fellas?
Yes, sir. Come on.
I'm giving it all I got till I reach the top. No handouts, homie, I earn my spot. Stay ready, cause in life you only get one shot. You only get one shot, but life is a struggle.
Let's hit that one more
Yeah,
time.
one more time.
It was really close, but
I know, I was
think
a little
it could be
off.
just a hair tighter. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's how it goes. I take life with the punches, and now it's time to roll. Being on the road, being where you are, looking out the backseat window of the car, living for the day, so we follow one star until it turns to the moon. Yeah, we won't turn back. Being on the road, being where you are, looking out the backseat window of the car, living for the day, so we follow one star until it turns to the moon. Yeah, we won't turn back.
Alright, K drop a little spit, clumsy on the skill tip, make dance floor sweat, so I'm drum filled fit, flip with the cards, hey it trumps a little bit, now that's a turn for the fresher, figuring the answer into wisdom.
Our first stop, Albuquerque, New Mexico. I remember before we even got to Albuquerque, when we stopped and we saw that lady on the side of the road supporting our album, she was pretty excited and pretty happy to see what we were doing. We gave her some CDs, and it was just kind of like a first for me, like a first sign, like, okay, we actually out here, we actually doing it.
Yeah, first pit stop, man.
Yeah.
First pit stop.
Somebody's actually, receiving our message, and when we got to Albuquerque, there was a lot of good stuff waiting for us too.
No, absolutely. And then the On the Road, the song became like the mantra or like the anthem to the whole tour itself, because literally first stop of the tour, we do this song, which, you know, is a song about being on the road, in which we were on the road for 2 months, just driving state to state, encountering different people, different cultures, and then doing, you know, music every which way we can. And it was dope to meet Khalil, because not only did he give us a spot to stay, which we were blessed and fortunate along the way on all these stops that we made. You know, he did get us a studio session with Skywitch, as well as the TV show that we were on, which you guys seen.
Humble situation in terms of our tour. You know, we had nothing but a handful of supporters paying, helping us fundraise, but essentially we were in God's hands everywhere we went, and to end up on live television in a big city in America was just a beautiful thing. We gave a dope performance. Got to put a little interview in there as well, so that was truly a blessing and a sign that the Christ Consciousness Tour was reaching lives. Being on the road, being where you are, looking out the backseat window of the car. Hey.
Y'all gotta go back to Dallas.
We out here in Texas, Infinite, man. We right here doing it. About to go play some ball and shit, man. That shit is crazy, dude. We're up like state to state, you know what I mean? City to city. Shutting shit down with the homies and shit, man. Got MBS. Temple, Texas. Better have your Aquafina.
Austin is nice, man. They got it going on, you know what I mean? This is kind of like, for all you LA heads, this is kind of like a Santa Monica, kind of like a downtown Fullerton, but turned up a couple notches, you know what I mean? Streets blocked off, block party. Austin getting down, man. Much love.
Asshole, I'm an asshole, but she's a cutie, so it makes it alright. First is that a night?
The Christ Consciousness Tour.
And shout out to the Three Kings. It's DNA Kennels out here representing Dallas, Texas. Man, them boys on the rise.
Dallas, Texas, you know. Chilling with two of the Three Kings. They're out here repping the music, inspiring people around everywhere they go. You know what I mean? They're preaching that word of the Spirit. They don't push one God, one religion upon you. They all just know that there is a God, and you know, it's all gonna be there for us at the end. And you know, they're just out here influencing everybody with that God hop. It's a new term. You can feel it, you know what I mean? You can see what they're going through, and it's a lot of the same things that, you know, us normal folk out here are going through also. So give a shout out to MDS, Andre, the Three Kings. If you guys were wondering what kind of dog was in the video, his name's Drake. He's a Cane Corso, Italian Mastiff. They're home protection dogs, you know, they do good with the kids. These are all around good dogs, athletic, strong, loyal. If you guys are looking more into the breed, go ahead and look me up at Adamantium Kennels on Facebook.com. Peace.
I'm really feeling wonderful about the Christ Consciousness hip-hop movement. This is the Three Kings. I'm very happy that they're going around and actually implementing something that will bring life to people. The material energy, it's dead. It always gets stale. Christ consciousness means we add God to whatever we're doing. Add God to every moment.
Christian conscious, Christ conscious, you know, any sort of God conscious art is going to be the ultimate way to bring people together and stop violence. And
what's up, everybody, man? We right out here in Palm Springs, Texas, you know, right outside of Dallas. We've been staying for the past, few days, man, making our moves out here, building with the people, you know what I mean, getting the Christ consciousness out there, you know what I mean, getting the message physically, because that's what you guys supported us to do. You know, you guys put us on a mission out here, man, and we putting the work in. You know, we just shot the video, you were there, you know, make sure you check that out, man. It's a hot one, it's right there on YouTube, you guys can see it, you know, been posting it like crazy today, getting a lot of love, so thank you to everybody sharing it. You know, we just want to continue to bring the positive message, man, of God consciousness, you know, and realize that you have the power in your own life to make the change and live the life you want to live. And that's what the man upstairs wants for all of us, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that tells you otherwise is a lie.
So the next stop after Albuquerque was Dallas, Texas. We also stopped in San Antonio, which was awesome because I had never been. I don't know if you had ever been out there, but it's my first time going out there. As you know, Austin, Texas is one of the music capitals of America. It's the home of the famous South by Southwest. We had a good time exploring downtown Austin, meeting other artists, networking, you know, partying it up a little bit.
And dealing with the heat was crazy. That was like the first thing I learned. I've never really been out there, and I remember, I recall just sitting on the porch in the shade, just sweating, and they used to have, and they have those big those bugs. You'll hear those bugs.
That's
they sound
right.
like the
Yeah,
telephone wire.
locusts.
The locusts. You hear them just like buzzing throughout the whole day, and you know, and it's little things like that I remember from Texas and traveling in, you know, and traveling through but yeah, we were blessed to kind of see Austin, 6th Street.
Amazing story was we had stopped at a gas station in Texas. I forgot where we were at, and I remember because we had just got on the road and we're already talking about, you know, how much gas money we got because we're all contributing to the tank and everything. And I guess this older man who was traveling in an RV with his wife, I think, had heard us, you know, discussing something about paying for this gas. And I guess he heard that we were going cross country. And so we went to the restroom and we thought we were just in there arguing amongst ourselves or just kind of discussing, okay, how much you gonna put in, whatever.
Yeah, this guy comes out the stall.
Yeah, well, we didn't see him, but we go outside and all of a sudden this man, you know, in a cowboy hat, and I could just say for me too, being in Texas for the first time, I didn't know what to expect. You know, you hear about all this racism and, you know, all this different types of stuff. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm just keeping my eyes open. And this man comes up to us outside the gas station. He goes, hey, are you guys traveling across the country? And we look at him, we're like, yeah. And he just turns up and hands us $100 bill.
C-note, we're like, whoa.
And he said, I remember specifically, he goes, I know what it's like to be young and traveling across the country.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
And immediately, we were thinking about it, like we were kind of shocked that somebody would do something so kind for us.
Yeah, because like I said, everything was based on faith. We didn't have a lot of money, a lot of resources. And so when he gave us that $100, it was just like you said, it was another sign. They're like, dude, like we gotta keep going.
Exactly.
Yo, Zoel. Let me speak to the people real quick. As it is. Born as a vegetarian, the weirdest kid on the block. I was hanging with hippies, mixed 6 with dreadlocks while you were getting faded, rocking your high tops. I chant, fully shaded under Himalayan mountain tops. You think that's weird? Nah, it's just your fear. Learn from your bully in my mind, fully austere. That was the difference. Now you know I celebrated.
I'm with me on a trip down south where we love to chill with Brazil, no doubt. Get flown out to Rome and miss a blowout. Amsterdam being blown till I straight zone out. Into Flamenco and Barcelona, forever we roam. And pop up in Sierra Leone. Go to spots where we very known. But when I miss LA, I say a prayer that I can carry me home. Shout out to all the homies and shit, man. You know what I mean? It's when they coming through the South, homie. This is how we get introduced to this shit. Literally got electricity flying from the sky.
Do you know what that means? Being myself is the newest thing on the scene.
U for unity, and for you and me. I and I to the Q, to the U, to the E. Creating shades of the color so beautifully. And if you agree, then come attend the Jubilee. I see us checking.
Made it slowly. Made it. Devil worship me fucking way. The brothers.
Spoke to me,
Crazy as a CeeLo green like peanut butter and jelly mixed with
I don't know where it's at. 3029. Can we pass it?
All the looting, but all the killings and all that shit. These claim people just shooting, killing people. That shit didn't happen like that. A lot of these old people died because they had medical problems, and they were in the heat at the convention center with no power, no air, and it was like the heat that we have now. That's how it was then. And these people were just dropping dead because they had medical problems. They couldn't get their medicine. They didn't have doctors. They didn't have anybody to take care of them. They got wounded, walking through the water. Maybe they might have got cut or ripped open. They bled to death, shit like that. We seen people that couldn't swim. We seen floating bodies all over the city that just couldn't handle it. You'll be walking in the water trying to get to one dry place and you got a body floating past you. Kind of shit they had to deal with. And they dealt with that shit for 4 days because the government, the Coast Guard, National Guard, nobody was coming in this city for 4 days. It was like they just left the fucking people here to drown and die. Couldn't make up our mind to send troops in here to rescue people after 4 fucking days. That's why most of the people died in the city. And then not only from there, as you went further back to the night water, the water got high and high. They had people sitting on their rooftops for 4 fucking days.
No water, no food.
No water, no food, no power. Because after 4 days, their food, the only way they can cook it, they had gas. Because that's the only thing that was working at the time. Or they had to have a grill with charcoal in there. They had that shit already. Once the water came up, they couldn't get none of that. Maybe about 2 weeks later, and if you looked at the houses where the water stopped, the grass was dead. It was like ash, like it was burnt, like cigarette ash. Around the buildings, about up to maybe about right here, all around all the buildings is like a white ash, like a turbo rig around the whole fucking city. The only thing was in the city at the time was rats. No people, no birds, no chickens, none of that shit. It was just rats. And it was so fucking quiet. If I stood in the door like I'm talking to y'all now, if they had anybody in the city between here and Broad Street, a mile away, they can have a conversation. That's how quiet it was. No lights, no power, no music. The only music we had was in our trucks. Other than that, there wasn't nobody in the city. It was empty. We can get in the city because we like rescue. So there was about 10 of us. And we ran from here to my brother's shop to my shop at the time. It was on Ursula, picking up tools or whatever we can get out of the city. By the time we all came right back here, the helicopter flew over. By the time we came right here, they had 2 trucks, 2 Hummers of National Guards with fucking M16s pointing at us. We want to know what we doing in the city. And we told them how we got in the city, whatever, because we got their checkpoints. Like in a plaza, all the way around, any bridge, they had a checkpoint. They wasn't letting nobody in the city. But when we got to the checkpoint, we showed IDs and they let us in. But by the time we got right in front of my brother's door right there, a Hummer came this way and one came that way with about 5 or 6 strong with M16s. They told us, if y'all don't have IDs that show addresses in this block, y'all going to jail, just like that. So they looked at our IDs and they left. And they said, all I can tell you is, y'all not going to leave the city because it was black, it wasn't no lights or anything. If y'all going to leave the city, leave before it get dark. Once it get dark, don't leave out your house. Don't roam the street because we will shoot you. Like, that's just how it was. That fucking crazy. He want to forget about it. He really don't want to talk about it. But I told him to tell his story because he was 14 years old and he was rescuing hundreds of people. He learned how to drive. He used to drive the boat in a lake and the ship channel where we fish and all that. But he never really had to deal with power lines down and cars underwater that he couldn't see.
That's all I say, the road, you get caught on some shit, you get fucked up.
You get caught on anything. Power lines, a roof of a car, anything. If a car died in the middle, he had to stay in the middle center of the street because he had to judge from the houses to the curb to the center of the street, and that's where he had to stay. Because there are cars lined up all along here that was underwater. The further you go that went that way, the higher the water got. So you might have seen, in this area, you might have seen a roof of a car. But as you went down to Broad Street, there are cars underwater you couldn't even see. You had houses like right here, the highest the water got maybe about 12 foot in the house. But as you went further down or further that way, the houses had this much water in them. Some of them 6 foot, some of them 8 foot, some of them all the way to the ceiling. depending on what area you went in, because the ground in the city do like hills. These small hills, so you can't really see them. But when they fill up with water, you gonna see them. You definitely do.
Yeah, right here in New Orleans. Damn, I'm getting dope shots of the rain spilling through all city.
Yo, what up? Right here in New Orleans, rocking the Saints. Far from it. You know we doing it. Done it. So, right here just pumping gas, going to the next station. About to do some more filming for the new music video, On the Road. Dropped in New Mexico. So you already know Albuquerque to Texas, all the way to New Orleans, up to Washington. We're still moving, we're still trucking. Car hasn't gave out. You mean the soul's always there, never gonna ever diminish. So from start to finish, we're doing it. Infinite.
Just like the perspective of a hustler that sold crack, I get it by any means. Never rock skinny jeans, living so many dreams. Somebody pinch me. What I experience is the recreation of history. With faith that no enemy shall prosper against me and created a year. What for some would take them a century, but I keep it elementary. Made it to the top and it stopped before I got to the guap, cause it's too empty.
Rise and shine, get it set. Bob divine intellect. The rhyming mind is in effect since 99 to infinite. SoCal to Winnipeg, infinity's forever. Trying to find my soul, now my divinity is clever. I'll grab you as a member, as an enemy. I tell you, everybody has a perspective on what's specific. Being where you are, looking out the backseat, window what it called. Living for the day, so we follow one star till it turns to the moon. Yeah, we won't turn back.
My cousin Matt and his friends about to do the tour. Oh, we in the 5th Ward off of St. Anne. Nice city.
Yo, what's good, man? Right here in the NO, the Big Easy, the Crescent City, however you want to call it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I didn't know none of that till I got here, man. But in 2 days, I tell you what, I soaked this thing up like a sponge, man. I know how to get around. I know what's what's the main streets. I know what's going down. I know where to go, where not to go. Most importantly. And I got family here, you know what I mean? Extended family. We got beautiful people out here, man. The community is amazing. The people out here are amazing, man. Everybody that survived what happened out here and what continues to happen out here, my heart goes out to you because you guys are warriors, man. Real talk, from LA to New Orleans to Baltimore. We surviving out here, man. People worldwide coming together. It's awakening time. You know what I'm talking about?
Good, bitch.
It's that awakening time.
Yeah. I hear the Big Easy.
You know,
One of the guys right there.
you see everybody out here talking, man. Everybody ain't on that LA Hollywood tip. Everybody ain't sticking to themselves, man. Out here is just, it's nothing but love, man.
We're down in New Orleans, Louisiana. We're doing this thing for the Christ Conscious Tour. We're basically talking about the message of the Word of God. And for me, myself, my name is Khalil Davenport. I stay in New Orleans. I've been in residence for 35 years now. The truth sets me apart. You gotta love God, you gotta believe in God. You know, God said, if you can love your neighbor, how can you love me? So that you know that you have to love God and show yourself that you love everything else.
To every city we go to, we're gonna make sure we bring you along with us so you can see what we're doing, man. We wanna thank you guys for making this happen. We're just praying, man, that we're praying that through the word and by connecting with everywhere, we can show you that we're all the same and we're all one people in this country, you know what I'm saying?
The new Stoke Keys, Jermin, dealing with Juvenile the man city, this is the home-based Stoke. Doing a good thing for the city, you know what I'm saying? Came back to the things that doing the power move, dude. We're trying to do this in New Orleans. We're doing it for the city of Uptown.
Right on the spot, man. Magnolia, right where all the legends, you know, put New Orleans on the map. So keep updated with the blog. We're bringing you the heart, man. We're bringing you the culture. We're bringing you to the people. We're bringing you to the message. Keeping it Christ conscious, man. Keeping it God conscious.
We're just doing this for this piece thing called Three Kings, and we out here just getting it down New Orleans, proceeding, pressing, pushing. You know what I'm saying? Got my little MD Soulja over here. Got my little brother Andre doing this thing, and I trust these brothers on what they're doing because they trust in God. And free BG, man. This is home, is down, it's where he from. You hear me? Three Kings, baby.
The bad guy against your neighbor. It's kinda different when you getting this paper, bulletproof in the whips. Round by all the haters, say hello.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Ariane Dabney, just giving a shout out to the Christ Consciousness Tour.
Rapping from the NO,
because I made it, not forgetting the past. Why? Because you still hating.
Christ is on the side,
different when you getting this paper, bulletproof in the whips. Round by all the haters, say hello to the bad guy against the players.
I know exactly what I'm talking about because I've been on that that corner. I done done it. I ran away from God because sometimes you feel God and you try to find a way to get out of this. But God saying, okay, my son, you want to play games? I'm going to show you how to play games. So he going to play games we call love. Everywhere you go, you're feeling God love. God might take the love away from you, take that little compassion away from you for a little while, and let you feel free. But once you try to slip back out there, you know you're going to do wrong, you can understand that conviction coming back. And that's how you know that there's a God inside. What's up, people? My name is Ronald, man. I come up in the hood when I was a little boy, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't always like this. I went through a little confusion and problems. Got hit by a car, you know what I'm saying? I almost lost my life. But God gave me back my life. And God got me doing all the things I need to do to keep my mind going straight. I'm going to keep a poem for me. So the poem is going to be called Coming Back to Life. Seeing where I'm not at no more. Coming back to life. Seeing where I'm at no more. God has changed my mind. Put me on another flow that was for sure. And that other flow was like high flying like the birds, the eagle, the ox in the sky. It's like the understanding thing that opened up a real man's eye. Like a man that's dead coming from the ground and seeing with the truth. And when I say coming around, overcoming these things that we are going through, it's the mind of reality, the mind of truth.
You wanna walk naked, showing off a fat ass cause it's big. Plus with that money I make her wipe me down. So besides the checks, my bedroom look like Nike Town.
Hey man, what's going on, y'all? What's up, Southeast LA? I got my folks in the house, 3 Kings, man. My main man, modern day Soulja. My main man, Daye, man. Wanna wish them good luck on the project they doing. We had a good talk with them, kick it with them, man. I feel good about these gentlemen, man. These gentlemen on a mission. Let me take these shades off and let y'all know I'm dead serious, man. You look me in my eyes, man, so you see my soul, man. These folks, man, they doing their thing, man. We wanna give them some love, man. They promoting conscious, positive rap, you know? I wanna wish them good luck, man. I'm a man of God myself. God know my heart, you know? I wish them the best, man. I keep my prayers with them. Shout out to Southeast LA. Much love, y'all. Let's get this unity together, man. 3 Kings, man. God bless y'all. Peace.
What's up, man? This big boy ATL, man. I just met 3 Kings, man. These boys are hot, man. Blowing up the scene, man. Get the CD, man. Check them out, man. They blowing, man. You know what I'm saying? This big boy ATL, baby, always.
So I gotta just laugh.
Keep your head up, baby. Love your music.
Why? Because you still hating. It's kinda different when you get in this.
Alright, so after Texas, we pulled into New Orleans, which was pretty much a big deal. I mean, I had never been to New Orleans again. I know there's so much history there, and we quickly kind of got a taste. I mean, literally, we got some home-cooked meals, which was incredible. You know, if anyone is ever out there, I definitely recommend, if you can, get some home-cooked food rather than go to a restaurant.
We did a jambalaya, right? A gumbo,
yeah,
jambalaya.
We got some shrimp stew. Some of the neighbors in the area where we were staying, literally, again, just a lot of hospitality. Our bro Q took us around, which was something big for me. Took us to all the famous hip-hop locations in New Orleans, from the Magnolia Projects, which had since been rebuilt after Hurricane Katrina. Took us to Apple and Eagle Street, where Lil Wayne, one of the biggest rappers in the world, grew up. Took us to BG's home, his childhood home where he grew up. I mean, we got a first-hand look of the history of hip-hop.
We went to the Essence Festival, which was another just amazing synchronicity to think, you know, we ended up at one of the biggest festivals, music festivals in the world, right, or the nation.
Absolutely.
And this was another event, like I said, it just happened to be in the right place, right time, so to speak, or just happened to have the angels looking out for us.
Essence Festival is a world-renowned soul music festival. It showcases some of the best black talent in the world. If you ever get the chance, of course, highly recommend it. That year we saw Aretha Franklin, Anthony Hamilton, Fantasia, amongst others, all lined up. So after we left New Orleans, we made a really quick pit stop in Bankhead, the west side of Atlanta. And so I knew a lot about the history of Atlanta. Of course, you know, in hip hop, there's a tremendous wealth of history there. You have artists like T.I., Ludacris, Shorty Low, and the list goes on that come from that area. And so we found where Bowen Homes was, and I pulled off at a record store called Toe Jam Records, for anybody that knows what's up. It was just really intense energy, because as we hopped out, you know, again, just to put in context, when you're in certain parts of the country, certain types of neighborhoods with certain things going on, you know, two cats like me and Matt hop out with our flip-flops on and kind of looked out of place, you know what I mean? And so as we hopped out at the record store, you know, I just remember having this thought in my mind, like, dang, I hope people don't think we're no undercover cops out here, because you never know, you know? And it's just how real it gets in certain places. And so we hopped out of the record store, went straight up to the brother B who owns the store and looked him dead in his eyes and just told him from our heart, like, look, we out here from California. We're driving cross country on the Christ Consciousness tour. And I remember there was like a quick pause where he was processing what we were telling him. And immediately he looks over to the dude next to him. He's like, hey, roll these guys up some kush. Rolled us up something to smoke. And he began to tour us of the record store and tell us about the history, how T.I. used to record in his record store before T.I. was famous.
Yeah.
You know, showing us where they had the recording studio in the back. And he ultimately put our new record, You Were There, on the hood mix that people come to buy every day.
Because not only that, but we got to leave our CDs there, because we went prepared. So I had hundreds of CDs. I had 2 different albums that I was promoting, or 2 different mixtapes, Next Level, Modern Day Shakur, which are like my early works. But I remember the new song that we just did, which we were already promoting. We already had our music video out by this time. We showed it to him. He loved it, and he put it on literally their mix that they do. They do it monthly, right?
Yeah. In the heart of Atlanta, Bankhead, the West Side, which is a huge blessing and an honor. And you know, I'm still in touch with V to this day. Big shout out to you, my brother. He's got another business now called Magic Burgers. You can find him on Instagram, and he got the best turkey burgers in Atlanta. You know what I mean? And so after Atlanta, we continued on and made a quick stop in Mobile, Alabama, where we linked up with our brother
Truthseekah.
And we again locked straight up in the studio, got to work on our song called Fearless, very spiritual song. Shot the video the exact same day. I mean, we was just on our grind mode for real.
Yeah, the beautiful thing about the tour that I remember as well was we were literally like full-time artists. So before that moment, we were students. Dre was also working. I think I was a full-time student. So, you know, we always had something else going on, a lot of the things that we did, but this was the first time that we found out that, like, hey man, we're doing what we love full time.
Then we purchased gear. Now was it worth my trouble? It was my first career, the only life I knew.
Is the sound of strong affection and warm attachment. Bodies contacted. I know you feel the excitement of these compassionate actions of lovebirds get involved in. And if we have a problem, we speak face to face and search.
A new state, so I'm in a new state, and I'm eating new steak. I ain't got no new plates. Same old car, ain't pumping no brakes, just hitting the gas every time that I smash. Let out a couple laughs as I pop tags off of these fucking
Alright, man, I see you. Damn, the show was tonight, guys.
Oh, so it is?
Yeah. He was just saying cause fucking...
Meaning a show just to go check out, or actually
post? Because at first I told him we were going through Memphis, so he was trying to think of what he had going on in Memphis.
Oh, okay.
And then
everybody has a perspective on one's perception. Never settle for less. Perfecting imperfections. That question don't even question. Confessing my life's a blessing. Addressing those in oppression. Those seeds that just need attention. There's no power in possession. Those will less your soul is fresh. And if we talk rap, you should grab here, and our names ain't in it, and you really nothing bad, no fucking guilt, no nothing. That's what it is. I think before I feel the guilt, like I eat something bad, and in my mind I'm guilty, like, oh, you're not a fucking healthy person, you know? Today, so we follow one star until it turns to the moon. Yeah, we won't turn back. Being on the road, being where you are, looking out the backseat window of the car, living for the day, so we follow one star until it turns to the moon. Yeah, we won't turn back. Eighth of them gold caps, swish a sweet whole pack. Life through these rhymes, try to capture like Kodak. And freeze frame, though with these pain, I can't go back. Perpin wild circumnavigating across the whole map. Bourbon got me swerving and I'm faded like an old tack. You hating? You getting stepped on just like a coke sack. Just like the perspective of a hustler that sold crack. I get it by any means, never rock skinny jeans. Living so many dreams, somebody pinch me. What I experience is the recreation of history. With faith that no enemy shall prosper against me. And create in a year, well for some would take them a century. But I keep it elementary. Made it to the top and then stop you.
It's that little 11-11, you know? Subliminal.
And then they get a pick.
Man, you got that clean.
Of history, with faith that no enemy shall prosper against me. And create in a year, well for some would take them a century. But I keep it elementary. Made it to the top and then stopped before I got to the guap, cause it's too empty. I always stay underground. Catch me here tonight, but tomorrow I'm in another town. Never will I dumb it down.
Being on the road, being where you are, looking out the backseat window of the car, living for the day, so we follow one star until it turns to the moon. Yeah, we won't turn back. Being on the road, being where you are, looking out the backseat window of the car, living for the day, so we follow one star until it turns to the moon. Yeah, we won't turn back.
Alright, K drop a little spit, clumsy on the skill tip, make dance floor sweat, so I'm drum filled fit, flip with the cards, hey it trumps a little bit, now that's a turn for the fresher. Figuring the answer into wisdom is for guesses, you can't go wrong. And settling for less is not the point of this song, just trying to get along, R.I.P. Rodney King, but the melting pot is ill with the smell it oddly brings. Now I ain't talking about the tax lobby thing, that's for hardball or your town hall. My job's to bring.
Yo, you right here with the Infinite, man. We out here in DC, Georgetown, right here in an undisclosed spot, putting shit down, man, for the Infinite crew, Southeast LA, SGV, Old Cali, South Central. We represent us. We represent the people, man. That's what it is, worldwide. You feel me?
That's that third, that all seeing eye, that, you know what I mean?
You know the word
that illumination
would never be blue, no.
It's like they say, in a dark room, the smallest light can be seen. But in a light room, darkness can't be seen. There is no way to see darkness, you know? Because there's too much light. But it's trippy how that knowledge works, because like when you try to explain the duality, but how ultimately consciousness and love is the truth and it's the highest vibration and it's creating. That's what I like to use to explain that.
So I'm up here with Infinite, you know what I mean? Up here from LA, chilling up here in DC, land of destruction. They came through to bring some of that good music, you know what I mean? And that's what it's about.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Honey Drifters in the house tonight, and they just got back from Washington, D.C. I think they got something they want to say.
Say the one that saved us wears a crown of thorns. Now free like Miles Davis with the sound of horns. Martin Luther, revolutionary, poetic with words. Feeling the blues, Nathan Hughes, go get it, the world's yours. Fifth ward of the bill, sworn to keep it real. Look in my eyes, no lies, we gon' rise. I'm so live, a soul child, yeah we gon' fly. For the cage bird that sings, my Angelou's gon' shine. Bumping Cat Stevens when I got trouble, the problems. Taking it back to the era when Dutch was doubling Harlem. Now we blazing blunts and loving the stardom. Once living out of a trunk, coming up from the bottom. Jaws in the darkness, still hit with a ray of light. No empty homes, it's Quincy Jones, your little brother's in sight. And I might get this soon, so save me a place. Please be bumping my tunes and singing Amazing Grace. But like the great statement is no saving face. I'm trying to find my soul, no gold or paper chase. I'ma make a way for those to make it instead of fade away.
Drugs and happen to see, and now we in a two-seater like that. I go with the flow, never too eager, push faders to.
Artists, before we bring up the feature.
feature. I already know these cats are going to work it out because I just was feeling that energy from the moment I met them from the vibe throughout the evening. I've seen them showing that love. These cats are coming all the way from LA, so we got to give that special DC. Let's go with love to the infinite. Right. All the way from the west side of Infinite.
Yo, what's up, DC? How's everybody doing? Alright, so, you know, we've been on the road. We put together a little tour. We've been doing it across the country. We're all the way from Los Angeles. I'm from Southeast LA. So I'm out here in Southeast DC and I feel right at home, you know what I mean?
There's no time left. Pray that I find rest. 100 miles and running from the angel that's behind death. I see around every corner powder and the marijuana pills and the krills they kill for the dollar bills. This is the moment of emancipation. Waking in transformation needs weak handshaking. Life or death situations. Shots heard around the nation. More shocking allegations. Enemies with smiling faces. Nihilistic corporations. Tapping on communication. Rapping like the new sensation. Added to my aggravation is a lack of adoration. Stardom is the last temptation. Fate is in my own hands. Realness of these words only created by a grown man. Tonight I take my own stand, but this is a test. Moment of truth. Feeling like my throne is the booth. Even my opponents salute, respect, and strategy. They call me Bishop because I got juice like batteries.
Yeah, what's up?
They say the one that saves us wears a crown of thorns. Now I'm free like Miles Davis with the sound of pawns. A Martin Luther revolutionary, poetic with words. Filling the blues, links and hues, go get it, the world's yours. From the fifth ward to the bill, sworn to keep it real. You can see it in my eyes, no lies, we gon' rise. I'm so live, a soul child, yeah we gon' fly. For the cage bird that sings, my angelus gonna shine. Bumping Cat Stevens when I got trouble, the problems, taking it back to the era when Dutch was double in Harlem. Now we blazing blunts and loving and stardom. Once living out of the trunk, coming up from the bottom. Jaws in the darkness, still hit with a ray of light. No empty homes, it's Quincy Jones, your little brother's in sight. And I might get this soon, so send me a place. Please be bumping my tunes and singing Amazing Grace. But like the greats, take me as is, no saving face. I'm trying to find my soul, no gold to paper chase. I'ma make a way for those that make it instead of fade away. Thank you.
So thank y'all. We're gonna be at all the bus boys and poets around the country touring this shit, man. We love this spot.
Basically, man, we out here supporting, man. Dope magazine, mellow, real. We out here getting it in with the boys, man.
You know, you see it the next level. Next level, man, they on. Coming to Dope magazine soon, you feel me? In there.
I'm from Chicago, but you know, I'm in DC now, so shout out to DC.
What part of Chi-Town you
I'm
from?
from the west side.
All right,
so
west
shout out to, you know, California, that's what's up, man.
Dope magazine like coming to Cali soon, look out for
real
it.
shit, man.
Yeah. Look up that name right there. Okay. Just check that on YouTube, man. Just see what I got there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Got some drinks on
you when you in here. I'm hit you.
All right, for sure, homie.
Let them know where we at, dog. Where we at? The Infinite right here.
D.C. You know, we getting money. It's all together. We all living together. We all trying to get money. Got my man from Cali doing this thing. I'm straight from D.C. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, anything. Fast Life D-Nice. Look me up. I'ma definitely fuck with you.
All right, dog.
Like, real talk. If you go, I go. Like, real talk. Real talk.
That's a producer right here. We both MCs, you know what I mean? We got some.
That's bad.
Got some of that killer, dog.
Straight from Cali.
Straight from Cali, man.
And guess what? We gonna kill them.
Yeah, dog.
They hit Cali and DC together.
Yeah, that's without a doubt,
like,
dog.
God, like, real
that's why we out here, you know what I'm saying? We came out here, we put faith in it and let everything else take care of itself. We came out here, you know what I mean? Knowing that shit like this was going down.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. The homies right here, you know them too, right? They got the magazine and shit. Yeah, so ran into them, you know what I mean?
Like that. Straight like that.
Making it happen, dog.
So y'all out on the strip all night?
Yeah, man, we out here, we got a spot. Damn, that's a dope ass shot. This shit is dope for the chorus, moving shots, driving.
Andre around. Tell them what you're doing.
Oh man, we right out here outside the famous Sunny Takeout, you know what I mean? Anybody who's been to DC, you gotta know about this spot. A lot of rappers shoot their videos here and whatnot, get that credibility, you know what I mean? We got much credibility. We got people all over the world that, you know, ready for the infinite to come through, come to town, and show us what's going down and connect us with what's what, you know? So we're just out here shooting a video, man, for that East Coast love. Beautiful song, man.
Definitely shit in here I never really seen something. The fifth dimensions, just find random stuff.
What was the other spot you said to work?
Disco shit, this shit is crazy.
I never knew a group would go that far.
Honestly, bro, I want to buy all these records. It's just so many dope. Now you could just get me jamming out, son.
Yeah, but I want to get you putting the needle on the record too.
We hitting up spots, you know what I'm saying? Shooting this video, going down, you know what I'm saying? DC.
Oh, shit. You got me my hat done? Yeah, I got it.
This is a dope ass view right here, that's
Christian Warrior 923. Anything that got something to do with positivity, sensitivity, and love, and remorse for all people, anything that got something to do with anything that comes from the soul, we're a part of that.
Amen.
So whenever you see the Christian Warrior speaking out, it's because a lot of people don't actually have that same passion we have. So we need somebody out there that's gonna say it, do it, and apply. And you need to let them see your walk. In and out of the store, wherever. Because some people just don't have no, they got fear factors. The fear factors gotta be gone, and the love gotta be shown.
Absolutely, man.
See y'all, big man.
Thank you. That's what's up, homie.
So when we got to DC, it just continued to be evident how much magic happens when you have an intention in your heart, no matter what your resources are. Because through my mentor Jamal out here in LA, he connected us with his friend Dom. And when we got to DC, Dom, literally we didn't know, we was just asking if he had a couch we could crash on, and he happened to have an extra apartment. So we get there and he literally hands us the key and says, hey, y'all got the apartment for 2 weeks. So we got to DC and had a beautiful apartment close to Georgetown University, which is a nice part of town. And we had an apartment for 2 weeks to ourselves. We had it was a blessing.
You know, we went from sleeping on the floor some nights to sleeping in the car, you know, having our room, living room, kind of splitting a couch and a floor, alternating.
Yeah.
I remember DC was the first night that because we did this 2 years in a row. So this particular year there was 3 of us, and I remember we had to rotate. So what we did every night was we're like, okay, who slept on the floor last night? Oh, I did. Okay, well it's my turn tonight because we had a rotation of who's gonna sleep on the bed. We had the bed, the floor, and like the couch, right? Or yeah. So and somebody had to sleep on the floor every night, and it was like, okay, we rotating it, and that was a cool thing I remember. And but just to have our own apartment was so super dope. I remember peering out the window, and you guys seen a shot of it, but there's like this it was like a church or a castle or some type of
church right there.
Famous building
on Wisconsin Avenue, I think it is.
Right in Georgetown, and I remember just a beautiful location. We literally went down the street, walked for like a couple miles. And I remember we used to come home with our feet tired, just like from walking all day.
Yeah, that was really our home base. We recorded our song East Coast Love out there and shot the video. Part of that was in our apartment. Also want to give a big shout out to Whole Foods because
I was just about to say, you gotta mention
statute of limitations is up, man. But you know, when you're on the road and you ain't got much money, Whole Foods, you know, they got that wonderful buffet, and so we kind of did the Whole Foods tour and went to all 5, rotated throughout the city of DC, and made sure that we had something to eat. So thank you to Whole Foods, to our great friend Fernanda, who we met at Whole Foods as well, became another great ally of us, and a great supporter who, you know, showed us a lot of love. allowed us into her home the second year. So we hope that, you know, you feel the blessings for what you did for us and that it continues to come back to you. And also we met an incredible soul, you know, our brother Jarrell. He has a company called That's a Plug.
Yep.
He also has a company called SML Lawn Services. And so we met our brother out there, you know, just by going around the city and down in U Street networking. And we ended up making a lifelong connection with this brother who has an incredible story, who you will see and you hear him speaking in a minute. You know, this man just has a story of triumph and literally lifted himself up by the bootstraps to become a successful entrepreneur. He also connected us with a man named Brandon, who was a former A&R for Interscope Records. And we sat down and had a free consultation with him about our music, and it was pretty amazing because he was telling us behind the scenes stories about when they were first breaking records from artists like Kendrick Lamar. And he was telling us about what a struggle it was to get people to gravitate towards the music of Kendrick Lamar. And so he reminded us that by us being out there sitting down with him and by putting in the sweat equity that we did on tour, that he felt confident that we were on our path to make it. And another thing I remember is he advised us not to use the term Christ consciousness because he felt it would push people away. But what was so funny was the next year, Joey Badass came out with a song called Christ Conscious that was quite successful. And so that was like a reminder that, hey, it don't matter who you're talking to, how experienced they are, sometimes you gotta trust your own instinct and your intuition creatively.
The Christ consciousness movement was a spiritual movement.
Exactly.
And just like a connection to Christ and connection to God. And we did study and kind of meet with a lot of different religions, and we kind of always shared that same belief and that same commonality and, you know, in connection with Christ, connection with God. We knew we were trending a lot of great things, and I know that tour itself had a lot of impact on a lot of people. Just like I said, the positive energy that kept us going throughout every state to state, and the fact that it always came through. Like I said, our faith and our positivity always got us somewhere to sleep, always kept us safe. You know, we always joke about it, but we did the tour 2 years in a row, same car, did not even pop a tire. And we did put miles on that car, and like I said, we did the full circle.
Yeah, so we ended up shooting our video for our song East Coast Love featuring Alexx, Daye, who blessed us on the chorus. East Coast Love was incredible because, you know, in hip hop there's so many records about people from the East Coast getting love on the West Coast, like Biggie, I'm going back to Cali. You know, but for us, we felt like a very special, you know, it's like the yin and the yang. We're from LA and we're coming out to the East Coast. And so we did a record in DC, Chocolate City, shot the video. The song came straight from the heart and was inspired by real life things that we were seeing and experiencing out there. And it was just very beautiful. Make sure you check out the song. You'll find it on the Let There Be Light album, and you'll also see the video on YouTube. So DC was just a beautiful place, very near and dear to our hearts. We went twice, met some amazing people, did some amazing work, and we also did a series of shows at Busboys and Poets.
Busboys and Poets.
So for those of you that know DC, around U Street and other parts of Maryland, they have a kind of a poets cafe called Busboys and Poets, which was, the name was inspired by Langston Hughes. And Busboys and Poets is an incredible venue. If you're an artist, you know, we got the chance to stand up and get people's full undivided attention and share our work, and they show so much love, man. And, you know, for that and for many other reasons, I really loved Washington, D.C.
Down in the A, in New York City, know I've been. Until they kill me, and that's on my mama. So feel the flip with me, casa, su casa. We all neighbors. My stash, but I'm your favorite, targeting kid.
nights in New Orleans, feelings infectious. Now it's 5 in the morning when I'm cooking some breakfast. It says I should be snoring when I'm checking my checklist, but today I feel different. Woke up on the right side of the bed instead of the green. I headed for the kitchen, put some food in my tummy. That didn't kill the ambition. I got a dream I haven't scratched on my back, it keeps itching. Forget work, man, I guess today I'm ditching. Creating unique artistry instead of washing the dishes. Reminiscing how we would always be fishing. Now I'm drifting on a star, I'll be wishing. Just keep wishing. I'm not trying to be the next TV star. I really want to figure out who we are. I'm a modern day soldier, trying to survive. Wondering how can we get by on a minimum 9 to 5. Just do what you want to do. Be who you want to be. Go where you want to go. See what you want to see. Do what you want to do. Be who you want to be.
Alright, this is called My Reflection, Wu-Tang Radio exclusive. Big up Beats and Rhymes, Wu Management, Hannibal the General, Don Ace, you already know what it is, man. 3 Kings, Andre Aram, MDS. We about to take the city by storm, man. Get your umbrellas. Peace, wisdom, you my beautiful reflection. Make my heart and soul stand at attention. Take my silver cord, fly me across the spectrum. My chakras light up every time I see ya. Earth keeps spinning, I'll be digging your demeanor. Energy that just changed my life for real.
I had a burst of like enlightenment, like it was like pop. Forget it.
That's what the Spirit of Christ does, man, right there. That's that exalted Christ reigning in my physical body. You can't stop me, 10% devil. I got you. You think you got me? You got nothing on me, man. Your chemtrails, your poison food. We got food, clothing, and shelter, love, peace, and happiness. Man, you can't stop this. 3 Kings for life, man. Hold that down. Get him. Yeah, big up Artifacts, Edmonton, Alberta. He's got that lost art sort of dusty blue light basement feel, man. You got the dusty samples, you got those hard drums, that boom bap, puts that soul back into hip hop. You know what sets us apart by God's grace? It's not the fact that we're doing hip hop. Anyone can do that. We got God hop, and nobody can stop that. When you put the armor of God on Ken, nobody can stop you. So we fell to this low vibrational frequency. We needed the second Adam to come in the likeness of sinful flesh, in this low vibrational frequency, come and take us back up to the higher. And that's what Jesus does. That's why he's the great high priest and the advocate for the unseen God or the Father Most High. So when you attach yourself to that Christ, now you are in him.
His wisdom, unencountering religions, heavenly visions, mind state trapped in prison, undergrad, heard this track, couldn't understand why Christ always looked like a white man, spotless man, was the dude that never scared, supremacy, talking black equals sin, Jesus the Savior, yeah, Bible is my own, bells like the light, walk in the light, and the truth sets you free, praise to the man, now he lives in me, Bible is the way, bells like the light.
Time to do. We came to inspire you. The empire's through. The only thing you should admire is you. And I ain't lying, it's true. They selling out, but I ain't buying. Tired of hearing sirens running one time. So I pray one rhyme. I can turn your pain into sunshine. One G-O-D. Man, I bleed for my creed. Fight homeland terrorism like original creed. Inject the rhythm. Set all prisoners free. Eat true, live it proof. Coming in God's name. Take off my belt, buckle straight. We on a tour all the way from the United States. We've been to Albuquerque, Austin, Texas, New Orleans, Louisiana. Been out to Nashville, been out to DC. That's right. Been out to New York, and I gotta say nothing like Detroit. From the 519 to the 626, with a law on our side, there's nothing we can't fix. And as far as right now, we just living to exist. In a true revolution. I'm just raising our fist. How can you say sleep because of the death? When we live in our dreams, y'all much love, peace, respect, prosperity.
Hey, respect.
Yeah.
Three Kings in the building. Good looking out, man. Thanks for blessing us. That's what's up.
After we left New York, we were very excited because in many ways Canada was the biggest destination that we had. So our brother E-Truth, the first year he booked us for the Emancipation Day Festival in Windsor, Ontario. And that was just a beautiful experience, you know what I mean? Getting a chance to rock on a big stage with a lot of great talent, right in the heart of Windsor, which is a place that has a lot of history when it comes to the abolition of slavery. For those of you that don't know, when you hear Harriet Tubman talk about escaping to the North, you don't often hear in history that the North they were talking about was Canada. And Windsor, Ontario was one of those places where once the slaves through the Underground Railroad escaped the United States, they found freedom in Canada. And we found freedom in Windsor. You know, we found a love for the people. Rocked a few shows up there. We sold CDs in the streets of Windsor. People showed us so much love. You know, the economics are definitely very different in Canada. So if you're a creative and if you're looking to, you know, make a living, people are a little bit more able to give up there. That's what we found. You know, some people ask $20 for a CD.
I remember that, yeah.
In New York, we was trying to get $2 to $3 for a CD. In Canada, it was like people were, you know, very supportive.
The pinnacle of the first tour in 2012 was the Emancipation Day Festival.
That's right.
So driving through every state, our main goal was to get to Canada, Windsor, Ontario, by a certain date, so we could be there on time for the festival. So we had it all planned out. First year we kind of did have it planned out,
right?
Because we said, okay, you know, I forgot. Do you remember how long it was gonna be? Like a couple weeks? Because we trekked there pretty fast the first year.
Yeah, the total trip was about 2 months, but we did have a day set to be in Canada, so we kind of had to time ourselves out as we went around the country.
So every stop we made it like a little pit stop, and it was like a day, 2 days at most. We didn't spend longer than 48 hours, I think, on that first trip. And because it all led to the pinnacle of the tour, which was the Emancipation Day Festival, which is a big time festival. And like I said, just positive vibes, a lot of history as well. We actually got to see that underground, like one of those churches, right? We visited a place and they showed us like the underground tunnel. So when we got there, that was kind of like the highlight of the tour, being able to perform at that festival, as well as the following year we did as Three Kings, we did almost like a release party type of deal.
Yeah, we threw our own show at the Rock Quarry in Windsor, Ontario. We promoted the show ourselves. We booked the show. We got our local supporters to be there. Again, you know, really Canada could not have been possible, and in some ways the whole entire trip, without the Quick family, because E-Truth, our brother from the Three Kings, one of the most talented MCs that I've ever worked with, a very creative, brilliant mind. Him and his family were very supportive, and so when we got to Windsor, like I said, you know, it was like us coming off the railroad and getting to the free in the north and just having a beautiful family to spend time with, having a home. We also worked with our great esteemed brother Anthony Maniscalco with Soul Search Productions, and did a very powerful song with him in his home studio, Expansion, and just had a beautiful time. And to our brother Lance Bridges, TLD, True and Living Disciple, you know, he was another spiritual ally who was with us through every step of the journey too out there in Windsor.
Yeah, we had some beautiful times. I remember bike riding through Canada and just experiencing the nature once again, and the long trails and the long roads and country back roads, and it was just it was one of those places where I said, you know what, I could see myself living out here, or you know what, it had a different vibe than the U.S., right? Because this was like one of my first experiences going out of the country. I've always been born and raised in California, so this was an eye-opening experience for me, and I had a lot of culture shock, so to speak. And when we got to Canada, once again, I noticed a different community of people, a lot of love, and almost like, you know, we're the U.S.'s next door neighbor, but we're totally different, you know, totally different space and place, and you know, a lot different vibe. But yeah, doing our big time shows there, and also we kind of went back and forth to Detroit to rock some shows. So one of the shows I think that we did at the Old Miami?
Yeah, we did a show at the Old Miami, and We also rocked at Red Remote TV.
Red Remote TV.
Yeah, and one of the things for me, like, I mean, when we would go into Detroit, literally, you gotta understand like the political context and what was going on economically in Detroit, and it's still going on.
Yeah.
It was literally like going into a third world country. And we don't say that like in any way to demean the people of Detroit, but when we're going from Windsor, Canada to Detroit, Michigan, you know, there was like a real energy, a very thick energy, you know, and there's a real struggle in the city of Detroit, and we felt that every minute of the way. And I remember when we did our show at the Old Miami, a little fight popped off, you know what I mean? Someone got the mic snatched out their hand on some real hip hop stuff, you know?
Crazy.
And, you know, it's not something that we're not accustomed to being from LA, but at the same time, being in Detroit, you know, it's a very thick tension and a different atmosphere. So that was a great experience. Also got to play our music on C-Jam Radio through a connection through Dustin from Windsor College in Windsor, Ontario. We was able to get on the FM radio and play some of our music as well, which was a blessing.
The Three Kings, yeah, we're doing our Three Kings.
Yeah, we shot our video Dreamin' out there. Three Kings, we have a song called Dreamin', and the video was out as well. You guys can enjoy that. We shot that all out in Windsor, Ontario.
Yeah.
You know, I look forward to getting back out to Windsor, having some more of that shawarma at what's the name of that? El Mayor.
El Mayor.
Yeah, good Middle Eastern restaurant, El Mayor, Lebanese restaurant. Look forward to getting back out there. Just shouts out to all of our supporters in Windsor, Ontario, man. Some beautiful people. Attended a church service out there too with the Quick family, which was awesome. You know, having a little Sunday service and fellowship. So it was just so many beautiful things in Windsor, Ontario, and you know, a big part of our journey. We love you, Canada, eh?
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 It's like this total understanding. You feel it in yourself, and you know when something changes in yourself, and you're real to that shit.
Damn, Dre, I can't believe we actually right here, man, on the road, touring the whole U.S., doing what we want to do, making that real hip-hop. This industry don't know about it. Man, I guess dreams do come true, that's for sure. We built this thing. Dinosaur, dude. It's nice in New Orleans. Feelings infectious. Now it's 5 in the morning when I'm cooking some breakfast. It says I should be snoring when I'm checking my checklist, but today I feel different. Woke up on the right side of the bed instead of the green. I headed for the kitchen, put some food in my tummy. That didn't kill the ambition. I got a dream, I have a scratch on my back, it keeps itching. Forget work, man, I guess today I'm digit, creating unique artistry instead of washing the dishes. Reminiscing how we would always be fishing. Now I'm drifting on a star, I'll be wishing. Just keep wishing. I'm not trying to be the next TV star. I really want to figure out who we are. I'm a modern day soldier, trying to survive. Wondering how can we get by 100 minimum 9 to 5. Just do what you want to do. Be who you want to be. Go where you want to go. See what you want to see. Do what you want to do. Be who you want to be. Go where you want to go. See what you want to see.
We real ones, so the real gon' F with us. Peep high, take them to church like a Methodist. They trying too hard, me I flow effortless. It's the education and dedication to excellence. Yeah, I'm so cold with the grammar. They say that boy fire when I'm out in Alabama. Next week I'll be on camera in Montana. Then I gotta come back and do a show in Atlanta. Cause I'ma be what I wanna be. Travel the world and see what I wanna see. I never chased success cause it was drawn to me. Hit up the boy Hex, now the world gon' see. And yeah, I used to wish upon a star that I could put 20-inch dishes on a car. But now I'm putting 20s in a swish or cigars. Slow money, but I'm getting richer by far. Just
do what you wanna do. Be who you wanna be. Go where you wanna go. See what you wanna see. Do what you wanna do. Be who you wanna be. Go where you wanna go. See what you wanna see.
Yeah, now I'm doing what I want,
and now I'm doing the same, so I can't complain.
Life without a price, that's something I wanna pay. So tomorrow be much better than yesterday. Yeah, now we got what we need as we moving and moving now at God's speed. Victory, it all takes time. Just have faith and we gon' continue to shine. That's why I'm more ready now than ever. Together, the infinite crew lasts forever. It's timeless, and we hope that you find bliss. Without a DJ to rewind this, we taking it back through memoirs, placing the past and making it last. God's test our faith in your past. Matter of fact, I know it from the words of a poet. Just keep that in your heart, no reason to even quote it. Just do what you wanna do. Be who you wanna be. Go where you wanna go. See what you wanna see. Do what you wanna do. Be who you wanna be. Go where you wanna go. See what you wanna see.
Once we left Canada, although it was kind of grudgingly because we didn't really want to leave Canada at that point.
Never wanted to leave it.
We were so comfortable, eating so good, having so much family, family time.
Yeah.
But once we left, it was pretty much the journey homeward. We went straight out west, went around Thunder Bay, came down to Minnesota, and across to South Dakota, stopped at the National Monument, Mount Rushmore. Pretty cool to see, man. I remember one of the beautiful things about that area was the Black Hills, which is the native lands of the Sioux, Dakota Sioux, and very magical energy around there. The Black Hills, man, it was beautiful.
And that was a sight too, because we seen so much of the United States driving through. We seen all the open space, all the open land, the majestic mountains. That's all I kept hearing in my head was the Purple Mountains majesty.
Right.
I was just seeing everything like that they say this, this great country is about, right? The freedom and the driving through and just seeing the beautiful plains. And when I seen the Black Hills, I remember that definitely stands out because I never seen nothing like it. Even as we drove through and all the different things we seen, the Black Hills was something I remember. I was like, wow, this is like a sight to see. Yeah. And like I said, we had so much footage. Some of it was lost. Some of it, couldn't retain or whatnot, or some we didn't capture. So this is where we really want to fill you guys in. But the Black Hills, the Rushmore was such a sight to see because you hear about it, and but to see it in person was a really big deal, and it was a really nice stop.
But another beautiful stop was in Yellowstone National Park.
Yellowstone National.
That was something, you guys can see the footage here. We got to see a lot of the wildlife, the native animals here in America, the bison, which are so elusive now. Unfortunately, so many of them were decimated during earlier American history, but they're still in Yellowstone Park. And I just remember thinking, like, Yellowstone is so amazing. From California, it's only maybe like 14-hour drive. But I just remember thinking, man, everybody needs to take that drive to Yellowstone to experience America in its glory in terms of just the natural land, the animals, the wildlife that's out there, the plants, the water, the hot springs that are in Yellowstone. That was really a blessing. Yeah, the geysers, to just experience that and to see that on our way back.
We really want to make sure on the way back that we enjoy the trip, because we enjoyed it regardless, but a lot of it was business before pleasure. We're making sure we had, getting a song, in a performance, in music video, and doing a lot of work as hip hop artists. But I remember we did, a lot of times take back the beauty, and Yellowstone for sure probably takes the cake. I remember, like I said, just driving through the park was like 3-4 hours. It's a pretty big park, and you see a lot, and it's definitely one of our beautiful country's resources or land that we have. I still remember that big shot of the bison walking by our car, and we just had to stop and literally looking the bison in the eye, and those are just one of those more magical moments for me, definitely. But let's not forget to mention too that we're supposed to take a tour through Canada originally, so we're like, we had to make the smart decision and go down.
Yeah, one thing too, on the way back, we really didn't have money for hotels and for a lot of food and stuff like that.
So yeah, we were on the
we was stopping for the free breakfast at different hotels and motels. Yeah. Sleeping in the car, and it was a pretty rough drive. I'm not gonna lie. Going across them western states and making it back home,
that was the longest drive too, right? We drove for like 3, 4 days, 5 days until we got to.
Yeah, we did stop off in Missoula, Montana, and went on a little hike, which was really awesome.
I remember that.
Seeing Montana was really beautiful part of the country. And just sleeping in the car, man, trying to get back to California. You know, it was rough, but it was humbling.
So we driving all day, you know, sunrise to sunset, and then we'll drive a little bit after it got dark, but it wasn't recommended to drive after dark because they got moose out there and they got all kinds of stuff that could happen. And it's like pitch black too when you're driving. You can only see like 5 feet in front of you, if that.
But getting a little sleepy.
Yeah, started falling asleep. So driving that long and that time being cooped up in the car. But I remember we would find a hotel to park at, make sure it had the complimentary. The hot breakfast. Yeah. Had to say hot breakfast.
Continental
breakfast. Park in the parking lot, sleep in the car, and then I remember one day just waking up and opening my eyes in the passenger seat, and I'm staring right at a cow. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what the heck? And it's like a little barn of cows, a little farm right next to the hotel. And then so we get up, go eat our hot breakfast, and get our little to-go bag. A lot of these hotels were very complimentary.
Yeah. After the tour, it's like we both agreed that okay, we've experienced freedom. We've experienced what it is to be these traveling gypsies, just making music and studio to studio, and we loved it. But we also recognized that as young men, that the thing that we were missing in order to make the rest of the formula complete was having that financial stability. And so, Matthew continued on his education, finished his degree, and it took me a little bit longer, but I'm proud to say that, through being motivated by my brother here and others, I finally completed my degree too last year. And so one thing I'm very proud about us and that we learned from the tour, I think we both learned, was that the value of hard work and the value of having that financial stability as well. And I think we both accomplished that, in our careers outside of music. So we're really, really blessed to be standing here today and recapping, all the ways that this tour impacted our lives.
Yeah, because this was back in 2012, 2013 when we went on this tour. And like I said, we were just 2 young kids. I was a student, either just graduated or about to. And this was, kind of liberating experience where we got to go live out of a car, take whatever money we had in our bank account, go live out of a car, and and kind of go state to state on a road trip, but doing what we love. So I remember it was almost like, we were living the retired life, so to speak, and I remember seeing other people that were traveling too, because we would every pit stop or whatever we had. You see someone who's on the road and they might be going here or there or not necessarily around the whole U.S., but we knew it was a big luxury for us to be doing what we did that summer. So I think I just graduated Fullerton, and I said, you know what, I'm hitting the road. This is my kind of celebration to, finishing my education, and
right.
Wasn't going to, go into the workforce. I was going to take some time off, which was 2 months at the time. And when we got back, we realized, after doing it twice consecutively, that we need to now go and put in the work, right? So we got to see what it is like to live a life of freedom, luxury, liberty, and go travel the world, which people don't get to do until after they're retired or later in life.
Yeah.
And we say, now it's our turn to go back and kind of do all those little things that people do to get their financial freedom and security, and kind of, to put in the footwork and like I say, get that financial stability. And here we are doing it, you know what I'm saying? And
I know for me, ever since we came back from the tour, I often in my life, in my meditations, have reflected on what truly makes me happy, and I kept going back to the Christ Consciousness tour, because literally those are the happiest moments of my life. Living in the moment, not being so concerned about, old habits and routines. And so since I got back in the last 4 or 5 years, I've been working very consistently for the, working in elections, something that's really interesting, but still not feeling that full sense of satisfaction. And so as I get ready to embark on a new big journey, moving to Arkansas, I'm still chasing that feeling. I'm still chasing that good, simple life, it's just, I think this trip really taught me a lot in my life, and it taught me that living in the moment and being excited about what you're doing sometimes could be more important than just having security, you know, and everything is a fine balance. But I'm excited at this time after, you know, paying my dues, graduating college, fulfilling that commitment that we both kind of put out there to the universe, you know, and we both kind of shared. It was like, okay, you know, we know what it's like to be out here and be on the road, but let's get our own situations in order. And I think we both did that. And it's just a blessing to be here sharing this documentary with y'all after all these years.
Yep. Well, this whole journey and everything that we're talking about now and everything that happened, it started with Cal State Fullerton in an undergraduate class.
That's right.
And that's how we met. And to think about it now, how our bond or relationship formed and went from, you know what I'm saying, doing, you know, music with each other to traveling the States to just kind of growing into, you know, being really good friends. And here we are now, recapping our tour and everything that we did that year, and then now kind of witnessing where now it's our chance. Now we're getting back to that point, because I think what we did that year when we went traveling, we kind of paved the way, and we got to, not only did we learn a lot and experience a lot, but it's like we paved the way for, you know, the future, you know, our future selves or our future generations going back and doing the exact same thing, or like I said, just getting back into that tour mode where we're living in the moment, living, you know, no concept of time, day, place, or, you know, day or time, and just being like really free. Like I said, it was more about the time. It wasn't even about the money. It was about the fact that, you know, we had all the time.
And I'm very proud of my brother, Modern Day Soulja. You know, he's released a lot of great content, albums since we've been back. You know, and I've stayed creative as well, and we're just finding ourselves in this very special place where it's like we still got the love in our hearts for what we do. We still have the message of Christ consciousness in our music. We still have the same people around us, and you know, I think that's what we're both still passionate about, is about helping and inspiring and being inspired. And so, you know, just again, thank you for everyone who's watched this, donated, supported our entire journey, because it wouldn't have been possible without all of you. And we just hope that you continue to receive the inspiration and know that, you know, whatever it is that you want to accomplish, no matter how big or how small, you know, put yourself to the test and you're going to find some beautiful things.
Put yourself in faith, you know what I'm saying, walk in love, and, you know what I'm saying, whatever your heart and your mind kind of desire, you know, you could bring it to fruition based on you just putting yourself out there and kind of doing the best of your ability with what you have. You know, and like I said, we did it on this tour, and that's just how life kind of been unraveling ever since. So, but yeah, man, that was, you know, I'm glad we finally were able to bring this to you, because, like I said, that's how special it was, and I'm glad that we're gonna kind of put it together. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone who made it happen, helped us make it happen. This is basically for you. You know what I'm saying? So you guys can kind of see the footage that we never got to release, and kind of see the trip, and then just kind of relive it with us.
Amen. All right, y'all. The Christ Consciousness Tour
keeps moving.
It keeps on moving. It's an everyday thing. You know, living in that space of giving honor and seeing the beauty in everything, seeing the love in everyone, respecting all people. I know our country is going through our entire world has been going through some unprecedented events. And I just keep my mind focused on the growth that's happening and the transformation that's happening. You know, this last year, in the last 6 months, we've had a worldwide pandemic. We have had civil unrest in our country. We have had so many things, but you know, Christ consciousness keeps me happy. It keeps me inspired, and it keeps me at peace. All right, y'all.
All right, man. Peace. Get the soundtrack. It's gonna be available everywhere, and yeah, check out all the videos on YouTube, the vlogs, anything Christ conscious, behind the scenes footage, all the stuff we did on the tour. You can find it online.
Please continue to support us, and we'll continue to support you. You know, the love is always reciprocated, and it's always appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
This is what it means to me. Christ conscious, sharing the wealth equally, Christ conscious. I tell you what it means to be Christ conscious. Keep your eyes on G-O-D, Christ conscious. Without him, it would be no me, Christ conscious. And focus on the T-O-P, Christ conscious. See, this is what it means to me. Nowadays nobody seems to be Christ conscious and living life peacefully, Christ conscious, sharing the wealth equally, Christ conscious. I tell you what it means to be Christ conscious. Keep your eyes on G-O-D, Christ conscious. Without him it would be no me, Christ conscious. And focus on the T-O-P, Christ conscious. See, this is what it means to me.